my daughter-in-law said. You're just here for photos, not opinions. So I let her smile for the camera, then took her out of the frame that mattered most, my will. I watched Lisa position everyone for the Thanksgiving portrait, her perfectly manicured hand moving my arm like I was a dress form. Move left, Margaret, she commanded, not bothering to look at my face as she adjusted the elaborate centerpiece she'd spent 3 hours creating. Actually, I think the lighting might be better if I began, drawing from my 40 years as a professional photographer. You're just here for photos, not opinions.
Comment where you're watching from. We'd love to see how far our stories are reaching.
The words sliced through the dining room air like a blade. Lisa's smile remained frozen as she smoothed her designer sweater. Just smile nicely for the camera. The room went silent. My son David shifted uncomfortably in his chair, his eyes darting between us before dropping to his plate. My 7-year-old granddaughter Emma looked confused, while 10-year-old Michael continued scrolling on his phone as if nothing had happened. Heat crept up my neck, not from embarrassment but from clarity. This wasn't the first time Lisa had treated me like a prop in her perfect life production, but hearing it stated so plainly crystallized something that had been building for 2 years of family gatherings. Of course, I replied, my voice steady, despite my trembling hands. I widened my smile exactly as requested. The shutter clicked. Another flawless moment captured for Lisa's Instagram feed with its 12,000 followers. Later, as I helped clear dishes, Lisa refused to trust the dishwasher. With her wedding china, her dismissive words echoed in my mind. Just here for photos, like a background extra in her family movie, not the mother-in-law who'd welcomed her warmly when she was just David's college girlfriend. Mom, the gravy was amazing, David called from the living room, attempting to ease the tension. Your mother's gravy, Lisa corrected sharply. My cranberry sauce really made the meal special. I bit my tongue, remembering teaching her that recipe 3 years ago. She'd written the measurements in my grandmother's handwritten cookbook, promising to preserve family traditions. That evening, alone in my house, I surveyed the photographs covering every wall. Pictures of David at baseball practice, his graduation, his wedding day, the grandchildren's first steps. Recent photos included me less and less. I was being cropped from our family story, frame by frame. The next morning, I made several calls to my attorney. 3 months passed in a blur of gatherings where I smiled on command, held my tongue while Lisa made unilateral decisions about our traditions, and watched her rearrange gifts solely for better photo angles. Christmas morning arrived draped in Lisa's color-coordinated silver and blue decorations. Red and green photographed terribly, she'd declared in the family group chat. Margaret, hold those presents just behind the children. Hide the price tags, Lisa directed as she positioned Emma and Michael around the tree. Natural moments required extensive staging. I adjusted my grip despite arthritic pain, maintaining the pose until Lisa fired off dozens of shots. She never bothered thanking me. These are stunning, she announced, filtering images on her phone. This one's Instagram-worthy. Notice how the silver catches light? Practically professional quality. Perhaps we could print some for albums, I suggested gently. The children might appreciate tangible memories someday. Lisa finally looked at me, really looked. Physical albums? This isn't the 1950s, Margaret. Digital is the present. David, perpetually caught between us, merely shrugged. Whatever makes you happy, Lisa. Whatever makes Lisa happy had become our family mantra. At Easter, Lisa hired professional photographers for the egg hunt, insisting phone cameras wouldn't capture proper lighting. I was stationed on the porch steps with my sister Ruth, relegated to the grandparent section, while Lisa choreographed the main event. Smile naturally, Lisa shouted. Show everyone how happy and involved the grandparents are. Ruth squeezed my hand. Everything all right, Maggie? Perfectly fine, I whispered, maintaining my practiced smile. Ruth saw through it, but knew better than to create a scene. Summer at the family lake house reached new photographic heights. Lisa brought 3 swimsuits for Emma alone, requiring options for different water shots. The lake where David and I had fished countless summers became Lisa's photography studio. Margaret, change that hat, Lisa called from the dock. It shadows your face completely. I removed my late husband's fishing hat, worn faithfully for 40 years, exposing my gray hair to harsh sunlight. Grandma, why do you look sad in photos now? Emma asked at dinner. She's tired, Lisa interjected smoothly. Older people need rest. I was 67, far from elderly. I swam laps thrice weekly, ran the Historical Society, and recently resumed ballroom dancing. Exhausted was the last description that fit me. Invisible, perhaps. Dismissed, certainly. But never tired. By Halloween, I'd perfected Lisa's ideal subject. I arrived early but offered no suggestions. I positioned myself wherever directed. I smiled. Mechanically. I remained silent unless addressed. Exactly as she'd defined me, a mute fixture in her productions. "You're much more agreeable lately," Lisa remarked while adjusting my sweater for a pumpkin carving shot. "Makes everything simpler." "Happy to help," I responded neutrally. Internally, I was calculating meticulously. That year, the children entered their prestigious private school. David had worried about tuition costs. I'd overheard him confiding to his friend Mike at a barbecue. "We'll manage," he'd assured. Lisa believes it's crucial for their social development. I wondered if David recalled choosing his public school, based purely on academic excellence, not networking potential, when he excelled in science fairs, not social media metrics. Thanksgiving arrived again, completing the seasonal cycle. Lisa invited her family this time. Her judgmental mother Karen and her pompous brother who pronounced everything divine while criticizing David's achievements. "Stand beside Karen," Lisa positioned me. "You grandmothers photograph well together, Karen." And I shared nothing beyond existing on Lisa's peripheral vision. We smiled through countless shots of David carving turkey, children toasting with juice, Lisa laughing at her brother's anecdotes. "Christmas cards will feature gold foil this year," Lisa announced. "Sophisticated elegance, thoughtful of you, including everyone," I agreed blandly. Lisa beamed at perceived genuine praise. "Family unity matters in photographs." Unity, another carefully selected word. Later, finding me in the kitchen, David seemed troubled. "Mom, you've been unusually quiet lately." I dried a coffee cup methodically, following Lisa's guidance on these events, "but you used to participate actively." "I remain involved in essentials, David." That night, sipping tea with my lawyer's card, I reflected on strategic silence. Photographers frame their subjects. Subjects choose their responses, even voiceless ones. Next week meant the Christmas card photo shoot. Lisa's text specified burgundy and cream attire. Professional stylists booked. "Family coordination ensures photographic success," her message concluded. I replied, "Understood completely, because I did comprehend." Lisa expected compliance, invisibility, cooperation. The agreeable grandmother. The human prop. Lisa failed to understand that certain photographs obscure truth. Some smiles harbor resolutions. Specific pictures matter infinitely more than others. Tomorrow would bring posed Christmas smiles. Perfect positioning. Complete submission. The photograph that truly mattered existed beyond any camera's reach. The Christmas photo shoot was yesterday. Lisa positioned me exactly as predicted. Back row, slightly to the left where the lighting was softest on my aging skin. I smiled perfectly. Not once did I suggest moving the umbrella light she'd placed directly in Michael's eyes. Not once did I mention that the burgundy backdrop she'd chosen would wash out David's complexion. I was the model grandmother, as photogenic, and silent as furniture. "These are magazine quality," Lisa gushed afterward, showing David the digital proofs. "I'm thinking we should submit them to Southern Living's family photo contest." "Whatever you think, honey," David murmured, not even glancing at the images. This morning, I decided to browse through Lisa's Instagram. Private account, of course, but she'd added me years ago when she thought I'd be a useful prop for her multi-generational family content. Scrolling through her carefully curated feed, I discovered something interesting. There were gaps in her photo timeline. Entire posts deleted. Curious. I called my tech-savvy friend Patricia. "Can deleted social media posts be recovered?" "Depends," she said. "Why?" "Research." Within an hour, Patricia sent screenshots. Posts Lisa had deleted between 2019 and 2020. My stomach twisted reading them. Mother-in-law trying to run my kitchen. Again. A photo of my grandmother's recipe card scattered across her counter. When the family photographer thinks she knows better than the professional you hired. A selfie of Lisa rolling her eyes. Some people never realize when their time has passed. Old dog. No new tricks. And my favorite? Mael insists on helping with the nursery. Someone forgot toddlers need childproofing, not antiques. Boundaries, please. The nursery where she'd removed all my carefully chosen furniture after one playdate. These weren't private complaints to David. These were public declarations to her 12,000 followers. I was her entertainment, her content, her Monthly sermon on dealing with difficult family members. I screenshot everything. That afternoon, I drove to a digital photo studio I'd researched. I need copies of family photos, I told the technician. High resolution, from various social media accounts. $500 later, I had every family photo Lisa had ever posted, including the ones she'd deleted. I asked for printed copies too. Very large printed copies. Next stop, my attorney's office. I want to add something to the will, I told Henry Preston, my lawyer for 30 years. A specific clause regarding photographs and social media. Henry raised an eyebrow but remained professional. Certainly. What did you have in mind? I slid the flash drive across his desk. Everything's here, including some deleted content that might be educational. That evening, David stopped by. Mom, is everything okay? Lisa mentioned you seemed quiet at the photo shoot. I poured him coffee in his father's favorite mug. I'm fine, dear, just preserving memories. Preserving memories? For the grandchildren. Making sure they understand their heritage. David looked uncomfortable. Lisa works hard to document everything. The kids will have plenty of photos. Photos aren't the only memories that matter, David. But they're a start. A week later, Lisa organized another family event, Michael's parent-teacher conference. She insisted everyone attend to show educational support. Margaret, sit in the back row where you can see everything, Lisa instructed upon arrival. We don't want you blocking anyone important. Important. There was that word again. The conference proceeded normally until Mrs. Rodriguez noted Michael's recent essay about family traditions. He wrote about learning photography from his grandmother. The teacher smiled at me. Quite detailed knowledge for someone his age. Lisa stiffened. Oh, that's... Yes, Margaret used to be a photographer. Used to be? Mrs. Rodriguez looked confused. He wrote like it was current. Before I could respond, Lisa laughed nervously. You know how kids mix up past and present. Sweet memories get embellished. Actually, Michael interrupted, Grandma Margaret taught me last month. She has this amazing old camera. She said photos should tell stories, not just look pretty. Lisa's hand gripped the armrest. We really should move on to his math scores. Back home that night, I called Michael. Conversations with grandchildren shouldn't require stealth. But here we were. Did you really write about our photography lesson? I asked. Yeah. Mom says I shouldn't tell her when I go to your house before school sometimes. But the essay was supposed to be about traditions, and learning old cameras seemed cool. My heart clenched. Your mom said not to tell? She says you need your space, that I shouldn't bother you before school, but you said I could come anytime. You can, sweetheart. Anytime. After hanging up, I opened my laptop. Lisa had posted during the conference. Sometimes you realize family traditions need updating. Modern families require modern thinking. Forward, not backward, I added it to my growing collection. The holidays passed with more photo sessions. Each gathering, I became quieter, more accommodating. Lisa's perfect prop. You've really come around, she mentioned during Easter. I appreciate you finally understanding your role. Understanding. Yes, I understood perfectly. My attorney called last week. The will is ready for your signature. I've included the provisions we discussed. All of them? Every single one, including the photographic documentation clause? And the trust conditions? Exactly. As specified, the grandchildren's inheritance remains intact, with the stipulations you outlined. Today, watching Lisa arrange everyone for yet another perfect picture, I thought about all the images I'd collected. Not just the polished Instagram posts, but the deleted ones. The private messages I'd discovered when my phone accidentally synced with the family computer. The group chat where Lisa's friends discussed managing difficult in-laws. I had screenshots of everything. As the shutter clicked, capturing our staged perfection, I smiled genuinely for the first time in months. I'd learned Lisa's most valuable lesson. Some pictures truly are worth more than words. But unlike Lisa, I understood that pictures don't just capture moments. Sometimes they reveal truths. She posed me on the periphery, believing I was being pushed aside. What she didn't realize was that being on the edge gave me the perfect vantage point. I've been watching, collecting, remembering. The photographs will tell the truth. Lisa's camping trip invitation arrived perfectly designed. Can't wait for sunset photos, her message read. Pack coordinating outfits, earth tones. The luxury campground offered Wi-Fi and room service. Lisa's version of roughing it. I packed my old film camera secretly, knowing she'd disapprove of non-digital photography. Evening came, while Lisa posed everyone against fencing for golden. Hour shots, Michael slipped away to find me by the fire pit. Can I see your old camera, Grandma? Glancing around, I showed him quickly. Heavy, right? Here's the light meter. Shutter speed. His eyes lit up. Way cooler than Mom's phone. Michael! Lisa marched over. What are you doing? Learning real photography. He beamed. Put that antique away. She caught herself. Dinner's ready. After dinner, Emma texted, Can you teach me too? Michael says it's awesome. I started documenting reality beyond staged perfection. Morning found me showing Emma film development in the storage room I'd converted. What is this? Lisa demanded. Teaching darkroom basics, I explained calmly. They need modern skills, not obsolete hobbies. Grandma says photos capture feelings, Emma interjected. Lisa's face tightened. Margaret, we need to talk. Outside, she confronted me. This undermining must stop. What undermining? Confusing the children with outdated nonsense. You mean sharing family history? Being practical, film's dead? Like? She stopped. Like me? She flushed. That's not... Actually, it is. David approached later. Lisa's upset. Says you're opposing her parenting. I'm preserving our heritage. David, your grandmother taught me. I'm teaching them. Can't you just cooperate? Which family needs that cooperation? Lisa's Instagram perfect version or the real one? That evening, the children discovered my photo albums. Look, Dad's gap teeth, Emma exclaimed. I've never seen these pictures. Lisa stored them away as clutter. They absorbed forgotten family moments while she edited digital photos nearby. Mom, why don't we see these anymore? Michael asked. Old albums clutter modern homes, Lisa replied tersely. Focus on the present, but this is family. 2. Discussion over. Our final night brought Lisa's group lake photo setup. When she positioned me edgewise again, I refused to move. Margaret, to the side. I'll stay here. Move. Now. No. Her smile cracked. David fidgeted. Children observed tensely. You're ruining the composition. I'm family. I belong centered. Lisa reluctantly captured the photo with me prominent. First time in years I wasn't marginalized. Later, Emma questioned, Mom, why did you want Grandma in back? Lisa's quiet response devastated. People who matter stand in front. I recorded her words mentally. Evidence accumulated in various forms. The silent drive home reflected our strained dynamics. Home again, I developed my last film role. Not Lisa's staged scenes, but authentic memories. Grandmother's painting, husband's tools, items Lisa dismissed as clutter. Visiting my attorney, I specified new provisions. Photographs need legal protection too. Weekend came. David arrived concerned. Lisa thinks you're challenging her authority lately. I've rediscovered my voice. Why can't you just cooperate for peace? David, retreating to photo margins wasn't preserving peace. I was erasing myself. That's overdramatic. When did you last see your childhood photos? Your father's? Uncomfortable silence. They're somewhere. At my house. Lisa deemed them obsolete. He left wordlessly. Evening brought Lisa's call. Margaret, we're concerned about your behavior. Concerned? The camping incident upset everyone. Standing up for myself upset you. There's a difference between assertion and disruption. I hung up gently. Truth photography revealed more than posed perfection ever could. Next day brought Michael's surprise visit. Grandma, I developed photos you taught me. His envelope contained genuine moments. Emma laughing genuinely, not posed. David looking relaxed, not camera ready. Real family captured spontaneously. Can we keep taking pictures together? Michael asked eagerly. Always. Even if Mom objects? What matters is capturing truth, Michael, not staging false perfection. Lisa discovered shortly. How dare you continue undermining my parenting decisions? I'm connecting with my grandchildren. By defying me openly, by sharing family traditions you've tried burying. Our confrontation ended with her ultimatum. Choose. Support my family leadership or face consequences. Families shouldn't have leadership hierarchies. Then you've chosen. Silence followed. But not emptiness. I'd found purpose beyond posed smiles and directed positioning. Recently, I discovered something profound in developing film. Unlike digital deletion, physical photographs preserve truth indefinitely. Lisa's digital manipulations couldn't erase what I'd captured in chemical reactions and silver halide crystals. This morning, Henry finalized legal documents protecting family photographic heritage. My will specified archives establishing context. For future generations? Ready to sign? He asked. Ready. Outside, spring bloomed. Life continued beyond Lisa's controlled environments. My camera captured new moments, children playing unsupervised. David relaxing sans expectations. Natural beauty resisting staged presentation. The frame finally cracked. Light entered previously shadowed spaces. Truth emerged from behind carefully positioned facades. I'd spent years letting Lisa dictate my placement within family photography. But photography taught elemental wisdom. Some subjects deserve centering regardless of director preferences. My vantage point shifted permanently. No longer peripheral, but essential. The shutter captured reality, frame by revealing frame. My home studio became a sanctuary. Between photography lessons with the grandchildren and consultations with lawyers, I documented everything methodically. Not just pictures, but conversations, text messages, and deleted posts I'd recovered through Patricia's technical expertise. Henry called Tuesday morning. I've prepared the amended will. Would you like to review before finalizing? Is everything included? Yes. The photography archive provisions, the trust conditions for the grandchildren, and the specific exclusions we discussed. Perfect. Lisa hadn't spoken to me since our confrontation, but she hadn't blocked the grandchildren's visits either. Small victory. Yesterday, Michael arrived with his school photography club assignment. We're supposed to capture family heritage, he explained excitedly. I want to photograph your darkroom. Did you tell your mother? She thinks I'm at Jake's house. He looked guilty. But this is family heritage, right? I helped him set up. What matters is you're learning to see truth through a lens. Together, we developed his film. His portrait skills had advanced remarkably. He captured Emma's concentration while drawing, David's weariness after work, even my hand holding my late husband's pipe. Why does mom hate old stuff? He asked, while photos fixed in chemicals. Sometimes people fear the past might compete with their version of the present. That's weird. Children possess remarkable clarity sometimes. That afternoon, Lisa posted on Instagram, "So grateful my children prefer modern activities over outdated hobbies. Forward progress matters." Next generation. I saved the screenshot. David finally visited Thursday evening. Mom, you're really testing Lisa's patience. By teaching your children photography? By deliberately going against her wishes. David, you know your children have hidden their photography projects from her? He looked startled. What projects? The ones where they learn their family's real history. The one Lisa's been erasing. She's not erasing anything. She's prioritizing. By removing all my photo albums from your house? By telling the children their grandfather doesn't matter anymore? David's face paled. She didn't say that. Check with Emma. He left troubled. Within hours, I received Lisa's furious voicemail. Stop poisoning our children against me. I didn't respond. Instead, I called my friend Patricia. Can you retrieve Lisa's deleted private messages? Legally questionable. For family documentation purposes. I'll see what I can do. Saturday brought the annual spring garden party, Lisa's showcase event. This year, she'd hired a professional photographer to capture memories properly. Just be in the background, Margaret, she instructed. Feel free to water flowers or something. I nodded pleasantly. For hours, I watched the professional photographer miss genuine moments while capturing Lisa's staged perfection. The children's boredom, David's forced smiles, the careful positioning that excluded genuine connection. During lunch, I overheard Lisa chatting with her photographer. Grandmothers add authenticity to family portraits, but discreetly placed. Too much presence ages the whole composition. Absolutely, the photographer agreed. We want youthful energy. I recorded everything. Patricia called Monday. I found something interesting. Legal? From her deleted business email. She'd inquired about elder care facilities last year. Need options for gradually transitioning elderly relatives without family drama. My heart settled into cold determination. She'd been planning to erase me entirely. Wednesday brought unexpected drama. Michael accidentally left his film camera at Lisa's house. She found the developed photos he'd hidden. Portraits of me teaching, of family treasures she'd declared junk. Her text arrived sharp. You will stop this immediately. No more photography lessons, no more undermining. I responded, the children are learning family history. It's my family now. I decide what history matters. Actually, David might disagree. That evening, David arrived red-faced. Tell me about the elder care inquiries. You know, Lisa finally admitted it, said it was just research. For future planning. Future planning usually doesn't involve current secrets. She thought you were becoming too involved with the children. Involved? Teaching them old-fashioned things? Confusing them? Education confuses them? Mom, please, just follow Lisa's lead. For peace. I studied my son carefully. The boy who once begged for photography lessons. The teenager who'd helped me develop countless family pictures. The man who now chose his wife's staged reality over authentic memories. David, do you remember teaching Emma to ride a bike? Of course. Lisa deleted that video, said it wasn't aesthetic enough. His face shifted. Something cracked. That night, I made final will adjustments. Added one specific clause. To David. Remember who taught you to see. Remember what you've forgotten. The next family photo session happened predictably. Lisa positioned everyone artistically. This time I noticed David watching her manipulations. Differently. He seemed to see the staging, the artifice. When she positioned me on the far edge again, David surprised everyone. Maybe Mom should stand with the grandchildren. They've been spending more time together. Lisa froze. The composition requires, it's just a photo, Lisa. She relented reluctantly. I stood central with Emma and Michael. The children beamed genuinely. First time in years. After the shoot, as Lisa reviewed images, I overheard her muttering, well, at least Margaret looks old enough to age the whole family composition. I filed it mentally with everything else. Patricia sent final files. Everything you requested, digital copies locked in encrypted storage. Perfect. My documentation was complete. Every deleted post, every undermining text, every attempt to erase family heritage. Protected digitally and physically. The frame had cracked. Soon, it would shatter completely. Time to develop the final picture. The spring turned into summer without drama. Lisa maintained her photographic control, positioning me peripherally while I smiled on command. David seemed troubled after discovering the elder care inquiries but avoided confrontation. The children continued secret photography lessons when possible. July arrived blazing. Lisa organized a family reunion, her first time hosting my side of the family. Perfect opportunity for photo dominance over extended relatives. Remember, Margaret, she instructed the morning of the event. Your greeting at the door. Quick photos there, then let me handle the main photography. Of course. Aunt Ruth arrived first, immediately noting my demeanor. You seem different. Maggie, calmer, just enjoying the view. I replied cryptically. Uncle Bernard followed, then cousins. Lisa positioned herself strategically, capturing everyone but relegating me to background roles. Her Instagram story updated constantly. So, organized, my sister-in-law praised. What a talented photographer. Thank you. I believe in preserving memories properly, Lisa beamed. I overheard her private comment to David later. See, your extended family appreciates professionalism, not amateur hour with grandma's antique camera. That evening, as relatives departed, Lisa's mother arrived unexpectedly. Karen had recently moved nearby and expected inclusion in family events. Lisa's control faltered. Mother, I thought you were in Florida. Change of plans. Can't miss family photo opportunities? Karen produced her phone, snapping pictures indiscriminately. Margaret, dear, you look wonderful. Always in the background lately, aren't you? Lisa paled. Karen wasn't controllable like me, just letting Lisa create her perfect compositions, I responded diplomatically. Perfect? Karen laughed. When I raised Lisa, we believed in including everyone prominently. Family is family. The tension crackled. Lisa attempted redirection. Mother, let me show you the edited photos from earlier. No need. Real moments. Matter more than filtered perfection. I caught Karen's knowing glance. Something passed between us. Understanding. Later, Karen pulled me aside. Lisa called me last month. Said you were causing photographic disruptions. I defended you. You? I recognize manipulation when I see it. I taught her that photographic control years ago. Now she's turned it on family. This revelation stunned me. Karen continued. I took photography courses, taught Lisa editing, staging, removal techniques. Biggest regret of my life. Removal techniques? How to erase unwanted elements from family pictures. She's mastered it. That night, I documented the conversation. Another piece of evidence. August brought routine. Lisa maintained control. I maintained compliance. The children's secret lessons continued. My documentation grew. Then September arrived, with Michael's confrontation. During a family dinner, Lisa criticized his school photography project. These candid shots are unprofessional. You need to follow my composition rules. Grandma Margaret taught me to capture real moments, not staged ones. Grandma Margaret, Lisa enunciated sharply, isn't the authority on modern photography. She was a professional photographer. You just take phone pictures. The table fell silent. David's fork clattered. Emma watched wide-eyed. Lisa's voice turned ice. Your room. Now. Michael stood slowly. I'm taking my camera. You're grounded from cameras. He grabbed his Nikon bag and headed upstairs. As he passed me, I nodded slightly. He understood. Later that night, Michael texted, still have film from today, captured everything at dinner. Develop carefully. Already did. Mom's face when I defended you. Perfect documentation. Children notice everything. Adults forget they're watching. The next weeks brought Cold War dynamics. Lisa's smile remained frozen during photos while actively excluding me from family decisions. Then came David's birthday. Lisa organized professional portraits. Family photos matter more as we age, she declared. At the studio, she positioned everyone precisely. When the photographer suggested including me in a central shot, Lisa objected. Margaret looks better in softer light. Step back, please. The photographer hesitated. But grandmothers usually... I know what works for our family aesthetic, Lisa interrupted. David finally spoke. Actually, let's include Mom prominently for once. David, trust my expertise. She's my mother. Let her be in the picture. Lisa's calm cracked briefly. I didn't move until she nodded curtly. The photographer captured it all. Lisa's barely controlled irritation. My quiet triumph. David's sudden assertiveness. These will be perfect for framing, the photographer commented afterward. Yes, I agreed. Some moments deserve permanent display. Lisa's glare could have developed film instantly. Halloween approached. Lisa planned another photo shoot. Coordinate costumes with the fall colors, her text ordered. I arrived wearing my late husband's photographer's vest, film cameras hanging, artistically. The children's eyes lit up. Lisa barely masked her dismay. Interesting choice, honoring family traditions. Her Instagram caption later. Creative costumes tonight. Even Grandma joined in with vintage themes, Chashchar Throwback Thursday. But the comments surprised her. Love seeing grandparents featured, finally including everyone. Traditional photographers rock. People noticed her marginalization patterns. That evening, Lisa's careful control began unraveling. Emma accidentally shared my teaching photos with relatives. Karen spotted them on the family chat. Margaret teaching photography? How wonderful, Lisa quickly deleted. Accidental post, but screenshots survived. Questions emerged about why I'd been absent from recent posts. Margaret used to be in every photo, Ruth commented. What happened? Photography evolves, Lisa responded tersely. Evolution. Interesting euphemism for erasure. November arrived with Henry's call. Final will amendments ready. Are you sure about the photographic clause? Absolutely certain. It's comprehensive. Documentation protects truth. The last family photo I posed for willingly took place Thanksgiving. Lisa staged her annual perfect moment, positioned me predictably peripheral, but this time I noticed she forgot to delete the behind-the-scenes footage. Michael had captured Lisa's private instructions. Keep Grandma blurred in background, focus on the valuable family members. Documentation remained, digital permanence. Ironic justice for someone who relied on deletion and manipulation. That night, I made one final addition to my will. Added current date. Signed decisively. Truth developed in time. Just like photographs. The letter arrived certified mail on a Tuesday morning. Henry's paralegal called first. Mrs. Wilson, the execution documents are ready whenever you need them. No need, I replied. Natural timing works best. 3 months later, I passed peacefully in my sleep. No drama, no final confrontations, just quiet departure after breakfast with Michael and Emma, who'd visited for photography lessons. The will. Reading happened the following Thursday. David, Lisa, and the children sat expectantly in Henry's mahogany office. Lisa wore black tastefully, phone positioned for a somber Instagram update about grandmother's passing. Henry began reading standard provisions. Home to historical society. Car to Ruth. Modest cash to cousins. The children's education funds remained untouched. Then the specific exclusion clause. To Lisa, who repeatedly declared my purpose was just for photos, I bequeath every frame that ever included her. May they remind her daily what truly matters. Lisa's confusion transformed into apprehension. Henry continued. Additionally, Lisa is permanently excluded from family trust distributions, holiday inheritance gifts, legacy property access memorial planning, involvement. The room stilled. David's breathing quickened. Furthermore, Henry read, a comprehensive digital archive documenting Lisa's photographic manipulations has been prepared, including deleted posts, private messages, and hidden communications regarding elder care facility research. Lisa's phone dropped. To David, who forgot how to see clearly. Remember your mother taught you photography. Remember what disappears when truth gets filtered out. Henry opened a locked cabinet. Mrs. Wilson left video messages for each family. Member, would you like to view them now? The children eagerly agreed. Emma's video appeared first. My sweet Emma, you asked why I looked sad in photos. It wasn't sadness, it was clarity. Remember our photography lessons. Sometimes being on the edge lets you see everything center frame cannot. Michael's message followed. Michael, you developed truth even when others didn't want it seen. Photography isn't just about what you capture, but what you refuse to erase. Keep exposing reality. David's video made him weep. David, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. Not in your choices, but in your vision. You could see when you were 12. You forgot. When fitting in mattered more than standing up. The children see clearly. Learn from them. Lisa's video was briefest. Lisa, you mastered photographic manipulation but forgot the first rule. Authentic moments last longer than perfect poses. Enjoy the inheritance you earned, every staged smile, every deleted memory, every attempt to erase me from family history. They're all yours now. Frame them well. Henry produced final documents. The photography archive is publicly accessible online. Password, just photos. Everything Lisa deleted, every manipulation, every private conversation about gradually transitioning Mrs. Wilson. This is, Lisa began. Legally sound, Henry finished. Mrs. Wilson's final composition, perfect lighting. Full exposure. He handed envelopes to each child. Your inheritance letters, to be opened on your 13th birthdays. Michael immediately opened his. I'm almost 13 next month. The letter contained photographs of me teaching him, videos he didn't know I'd recorded, written instructions for continuing family photography traditions. Also, Henry mentioned, Mrs. Wilson established a photography scholarship. Michael and Emma may apply after completing their photo documentation projects. What projects? Emma asked. Documenting truth versus manipulation in family dynamics. Your grandmother believed you'd understand. Lisa stood abruptly. This is manipulative. She's controlling us from beyond. Actually, Henry corrected, she's teaching you what you wouldn't learn while trying to erase her. Photo documentation preserves reality. Even deleted ones recover with proper technical assistance. The family left changed. Lisa, silent for once. David, contemplative. The children, carrying cameras like talismans. That evening, Michael posted, online. My grandmother taught me real photography isn't about perfecting smiles, but preserving truth. R.I.P. to the realest photographer I knew. Your family legacy. Emma commented, missing our photo teacher. She saw what others tried hiding. David shared nothing that day. Instead, he visited my house, sat in my darkroom, found negatives I'd left labeled, for David, when ready. The developed photos showed him as a child, happy with his mother. Not posed, just genuine. Lisa's phone buzzed with notifications. People discovered the public archive. Her carefully curated image unraveled as screenshots spread. Ironically, she'd become the viral content she always aspired to create. Karen called David that night. Your mother was brilliant. She taught me photographic truth years ago. I failed the lesson. She passed it on perfectly. 2 weeks later, David knocked on Michael's bedroom door. Son, want to learn Grandma's camera techniques? The real ones, not Instagram filters. Finally, Michael grinned. Emma overheard. Can I join? Their photography club expanded. They documented without deleting, captured without cropping, included without excluding. Lisa watched from her office window as the family photographed in the backyard. No staging, no direction, just presence. She opened her phone one final time, looked at the last photo she'd taken with me, positioned, predictably peripheral. But now, seeing clearly, she noticed something. While I stood at the edge, I was looking directly at the camera, not away, direct gaze, unwavering, knowing. I'd seen everything from the margins, documented everything while appearing dismissed, positioned myself perfectly to capture her truth. That's when Lisa finally understood. The best photographs aren't about where you're placed, but how clearly you choose to see. She put her phone down, picked up a camera, a real one, stepped outside. "Can I join?" she asked tentatively. Emma glanced up from her viewfinder. "Know how to focus on truth?" Lisa considered her question. "I'm learning." In that moment, a new family photograph developed. Not perfect, but honest. Not staged, but shared. Not manipulated, but meaningful. Sometimes the clearest pictures emerge only after the filter falls away. Sometimes the greatest inheritance isn't what we receive, but what we learn to see. In my quiet way, I'd taught them all to develop trust again, to focus on what matters, to frame family with intention but never exclusion. The archive remained, online, a testament to truth's persistence. But the real legacy lived in 3 cameras now documenting authentic moments. Not likes, not appearances, not staged perfection, just family, framed honestly at last.